Let us write a complete menu-driven Python program to implement binary files. Step 1. Start by saving the file. Yes, the file is already saved. Step 2. You need to write the comment. So let me copy paste that, and the comment is written like this: details of a student includes his or her roll number, name and total mark. Create a dictionary for the same. Write a menu driven Python program to do the following operations. Now we studied how to modify a record from a binary file. Similarly, we studied how to delete a record, search for a record from a binary file. Now let us write a complete menu driven Python program to incorporate all these functions. So I started with a comment. After that, you can import all the modules. In order to write data to a binary file, we make use of dump function. Dump function is included in the module pickle, so you need to import the pickle module. Similarly, in order to delete a file from the hard disk, we make use of remove function that is there in the module OS, so you need to import the module OS. Remember, OS must be in lowercase. Now let me create the first function to display the menu. So you can start with def followed by menu. Certainly document string should be there. Now after that, you can display all the items of the menu, and these are the various items. So first you can start with a heading, then option number 1, inserting a dictionary to a file. So option number 1 is insert data. Now option number 2, display the binary file. Display the binary file. Now option number 3, you can see it is modify the content of a binary file. Modify a record or modify data from the binary file. Okay. Now option number 4, delete record from the binary file. Now option number 5, you can see search for a student. So search for a student. Now option number 6, remove the file. Remove the file from hard disk. And option number 7, exit the program. Okay. Now you need to enter your choice, so you can create the next function, read choice. These functions are there for all the menu driven program. Okay. Now you know the line of code. There isn't anything to explain. It's a straightforward line of code. So let me enter the message. Enter the choice from the keyboard. Okay. Now after that, you need to return the choice so that it is available in the main function. Now in order to read a dictionary, you need a function. So you can write the document string used to read the details of a student. Now in class 11 we studied the code like this: D is equal to evaluate followed by input, and here you will type the message enter the dictionary. Okay, so what evaluate does is input returns the answer as a string. So we will write curly bracket, and inside curly bracket the elements of the dictionary will be entered, and evaluate on seeing curly bracket will understand that it is a dictionary, so it converts that to a dictionary and your D points to that dictionary. So in this program certainly you can use this method, but inputting the data is little difficult if you make use of this method. Okay, so if you want you can make use of this method. Let me suggest another method. So the roll number of the student, let me read from the keyboard. Roll number is an integer, so certainly you can write like this: enter the roll number of the student. Now read the name of the student from the keyboard. Name is a string, so you can make use of input, enter the name of the student. Okay, okay. Now the total marks, so you can write total marks equals, it can be a decimal number, so you can make use of evaluate input, and here you can type the message enter the total marks. So please understand why I made use of evaluate here. Input enter the total marks. Suppose if you type 99.5, it is returned as a string: character 9, character 9, character dot, character 5. Evaluate on seeing full stop understands that it is a decimal number, it is converted to a decimal number, and TM points to that decimal number. Okay, now one more method is there. If you want you can make use of float here. Float means decimal number, so I prefer evaluate. Now I am going to create a dictionary with these three elements: roll number, name and total marks. So let me write D is equal to, in curly bracket you can write dictionary. Each and every element is a key value pair, so the key, it is roll number. Key and a value separated using colon, and what is the corresponding value that is there in this variable? Variable points to the value that you entered from the keyboard. So this is the first element of the dictionary. Now just put a comma. Second element, name and the corresponding value. So key is name. Key separated from value using colon, and what is the value? This variable points to the corresponding name, so here you can write the variable name. Now the third one, the third element of the dictionary, so you can see that it is total marks. Okay, so let the key be, let me include that as marks. Key separated from value using colon, and this variable points to the total marks. Okay, so I created the dictionary. Now this must be available in the main function, so return the dictionary, return D. So it is returned to the main function. Now in order to write dictionary to a file, let me create a function for writing dictionary to a file. So let me start with def followed by wd. What I mean by wd is write data. The dictionary should be passed to the function. You can write a document string used to write dictionary to a binary file. Now in order to write data, step 1, the file must be opened for writing purpose. So in order to open the file, you can make use of open function. Two arguments are there. Argument 1, the name of the file that you want to open, so stud.dat. This is absolute path. For the theory exam, you can very well make use of absolute path, but for this being the practical, let me use the relative path. So you can write d colon forward slash class 12 forward slash Python. Let me check the folder. So D drive class 12 Python, and here programs and files. Okay, or maybe let me make it a simple path, D drive class 12 files. That is better. Okay, so D drive class 12 inside the folder files stud.dat, and second argument is the file mode. For what purpose you are opening the file. So file is opened for writing purpose, so you can use W. It's a binary file because we are going to write dictionary to the file. Custom binary data is going to be written to the file, so it's a binary file. B for binary. Now for writing purpose, if you make use of the file mode W, the drawback is the existing contents are deleted and the data will be written to the beginning of the file. I want to preserve the existing content and the new data should be appended to the file, written to the end of the file. So you can make use of A for appending the data, and your file pointer OFS is pointing to the file. Now in order to write the dictionary, the dump function is there. Now dump function is present in the module pickle. Pickle is already imported. You can see we have imported the module pickle. So it is pickle.dump. Now dump function, here you can see pickle is imported. Now dump function takes two arguments, comma. First, the data that you want to dump, the dictionary that you want to dump, D. To which file you want to dump the data, OFS. So pickle.dump will dump D into the binary file OFS, and once the use is over, don't keep the file in the computer's memory, you should close the file. So OFS.close. So by making use of WD, the dictionary D is dumped into the binary file OFS. Now let me write another function to read the contents of this binary file and display it in the computer's monitor. Okay, so next function, display the binary file, def followed by name of the function, let it be show. Now document string used to display the binary file on the screen. Okay, so it's done. Now in order to read the data, step 1, file must be opened for reading purpose. You can copy paste this one. Okay, so file is opened for reading purpose, so A should be replaced with R, suffix B for binary. Okay, now in order to read data from a binary file, we make use of load function. It is present in the module pickle, so pickle.load. Now from which file you want to load the data, let the name of the file be IFS. IFS means input file stream. It's a variable name, you can use any variable name, so the file pointer should be mentioned here. So pickle.load will read one record, one dictionary from the binary file. Let me store that in variable D. So D contains one record of the binary file. If you want to read all the records, repeat. So I am going to make use of infinite while loop, and this is part of infinite while loop, so don't forget the indentation. Okay, now after, so because of infinite while loop, the first dictionary comes, after that second dictionary comes, third dictionary comes, it must be displayed in the computer's monitor. So you can write print D. Now on reaching end of the file, load function throws an error, throws an exception. You should catch that. How can you do that? You can make use of try and except. So these are statements corresponding to try. So indentation is important, and here you can write except, and what is the name of the exception error? End of the file error. So please make a note, the colon should come after error name, not here. Okay. Yeah, and if an end of the file error occurs, nothing to do, so just write an empty statement. Okay, and finally, that is after use, the file must be closed. So you can close the file. So this function will display the binary file on the screen. Let me save this much, file, save. So the first part of the program is ready. We started with a comment. We imported all the modules. We defined the function menu, followed by read choice, read dictionary, writing data, writing dictionary to the binary file and displaying the binary file on the screen. Now the remaining part of the complete program in the next video.